Welcome back, pilots. Today I'm flying from Williams Soaring Center, a dedicated glider port in Northern California. Williams lies in California's Central Valley, and we have a rare day where there are cumulus clouds all throughout the valley. We California pilots are used to flying in the mountains, be they the Sierra Nevada or the coastal ranges. The valley is usually devoid of lift, except on post-frontal days like this. I take a short tow almost to cloud base, and my first climb ends at less than 3,000 feet AGL. However, the clouds look fantastic, and I charge off northbound. I've been flying all summer in the high mountains around Lake Tahoe, and it's going to require a significant mental shift to fly over the flatlands with low cloud bases. I've flown from Williams before, but this is my first time flying a valley day here. The fields below me are mostly rice, and although you can't see it, they are swamped with ankle-deep water. You really don't want to land in a rice paddy. I'm starting to realize that keeping a safe landing in range is going to be extremely difficult with such low cloud bases. I won't be able to get the next airport in range without losing glide to my current one. I hear on the radio that my friends who launched before me are finding higher cloud bases to the south, up to 5,000 feet, so I turn south in hopes of joining them. My plan is to head back south to Williams, then cut over west to the foothills of the Mendocino Mountains. I spot a great-looking cloud ahead, and I'm expecting to find good lift under it. Well, not so much. How about this good-looking cloud over here? It's also weak. The forecast predicted cloud bases would be much higher than they are now, and I'm starting to realize that this might be a tough day. The clouds ahead are looking pretty scrappy, and I'm starting to get low. On the glide computer I have Williams selected, and my arrival altitude is shown here, circled in red. This number is my arrival height above pattern altitude if I fly at McCready 4. When it reaches 0, I'll have to fly toward the airport, or it'll fall out of range. Traffic letter 7, 3 miles south at 1,400, northbound, looking for a climb. This was a rare moment when I let my arrival altitude fall below 0. In this case, the risk of not making it to the airport was small, since I was nearly there already. But if this next cloud doesn't provide a climb, I'm done. Please work. Yes, I'm climbing. My day almost ended early there. That would have been a huge disappointment. Let's try not to do that again. I climb back up to 3,000 feet, which gives me the range I need to push into the foothills where I hope to find higher cloud bases. The landing options are limited there, so I'll have to be careful with my altitude. I'm hearing on the radio again that other pilots are finding better conditions to the south. But looking at the cloud bases ahead, I can't see how I can get there without flying very low into the foothills. I push ahead anyway, hoping that I can stay near cloud base while hopping from cloud to cloud. I'm finding the clouds difficult to read today. Some of them look great, but the thermals are cycling so fast that they've petered out by the time I reach them. The fact that there are clouds in every direction doesn't make the decisions any easier. This cloud ahead is bigger than average and has a dark bottom, but when I get there, I find no lift under it. Antelope Valley is the only good place to land around here, and my computer is showing me that I'll only clear the ridge by 500 feet. The top number in yellow is my clearance over the terrain, while the bottom number in white is my arrival altitude, ignoring terrain. I reluctantly decide to abandon my attempt to get above the mountains. The cloud bases are not high enough to maintain glide to a safe landing site. I still have enough altitude to make it back out into the valley, but I'm not willing to commit to landing in fields that I can't see from here and I don't know anything about. Man, this is frustrating. I feel like I'm missing out and running home with my tail between my legs. The whole flight up to now has been a struggle, but I know other pilots are making good progress. I almost feel like giving up and going back to Williams right now. If I keep flying, will I even be able to go anywhere? What a bummer. I don't even have Williams and Glide, so I'd better find a climb soon, or I'm going to land out at Antelope Valley. Once again, I find a thermal just in the nick of time and dig myself out of the hills. Okay, that was a decent climb, and I'm back at Cloud Base. I need a mental reset. Let's just forget about everything that happened up until this moment and pretend we just got off tow. The clouds look great ahead, it's still early in the day, and the best conditions should be arriving in the near future. This is a little psychological trick I use to get my head back in the game when a flight isn't going well. Soaring can be an emotional roller coaster. The literal highs and lows are exhausting, and a glider pilot needs a way of dealing with these difficult moments. Cloud bases are rising, and I'm feeling better. Even though they're low, the clouds seem to extend as far as the eye can see, so I'm thinking, why not see how far north I can get? My original plan for this flight was to go to the far north end of the valley. It won't be as easy as I expected, but let's just see what we can do. I'm still flying below 4,000 feet, but I'm finding that I'm able to get the next airport and glide before losing the current one. I'm having to take nearly every thermal I find in order to stay high enough, but that's okay. You flatland pilots who are watching might be wondering why I don't just use the plentiful fields below me. Well, the fields in California's Central Valley are not as landable as you might expect. There are a lot of rice paddies, vineyards, orchards, and nut tree farms, none of which are landable. Many other fields are strewn with irrigation equipment. California pilots tend to rely on the many small crop duster strips scattered around the valley instead. These are a much safer alternative. I'm slowly making my way north, and my confidence is increasing. This is actually working. Eventually, I get all the way to Redding, and I can see where the valley ends and the foothills of the Siskiyou Mountains begin. I'm coming up to the edge of Redding's Class D airspace, and I check the time. Whoa, the computer says my estimated time of arrival to Williams is 5:30. The lift is probably going to shut down around 5, so I'd better head back now. I hope I'm not turning around too late. After flying alone all day, I finally meet up with my friends. We share a thermal and begin flying as a team, sharing information about the thermals we find. This type of cooperation among glider pilots can be very helpful to the whole group, and pretty soon, we're going to need it. We're on the home stretch now. 2 more thermals should put me on final glide to Williams. The sky is still looking great, the last thermal was a good one, and I'm fat and happy, as they say. It's only 4 o'clock, so I'm well ahead of schedule, and I'm not worried at all. We're all still together, and now I'm feeling like it's a bit of a race to get home. I passed up a weak thermal, and then another one. This thermal is taking me up at 2.5 knots, but I'm still at 3,000 feet, so I figure I have time to find a better one. This was a big mistake.
Down to 2,400, looking for a climb.
Here's something. Is this my ticket out of here? Damn, it's not working. The thermals are dying already. I wasn't expecting it to be over so soon. I'm down to only one option for a safe landing, and even that is about to fall out of range. Man, I really screwed up. Why didn't I take that 2.5 knotter back there? I would give my left gear door for that thermal now. Okay, calm down. You screwed up, but you're not finished yet. How epic would it be if you saved the flight right now? Maybe this cloud. Woohoo! I'm staying alive. This is my ticket home.
Just being out of that hole, glider 7.
Feels so good.
7 foot row, 300 inches.
Roger.
What an adventure! I get a real feeling of accomplishment by overcoming the obstacles that loom large in a glider flight. This was a character-building day for sure. Let's review what I learned from this flight. My assumption that 4,000-foot cloud bases are too low to fly in the Central Valley was proved wrong. When your flight isn't going well, do a mental reset and pretend you just got off tow. Lastly, persistence pays in soaring. Don't give up until you have to for safety reasons. Thanks for watching. See you next time.